Hello, today we're going to talk about tagging in MetroPublisher. Now, in MetroPublisher, tags have a very important role, and they're used in various different ways. So I'll give you a quick overview of how they work in regards to content generally. If you look on the navigation there's a tab for tags, and you click on that, there's an overview page for tags. You'll see that there's a video tutorial explaining how those are used, and you can get an overview there. You can edit your tags here, and you can see all the ones that you've got and what kind of usage they have, so you can manage them in general in this section. But largely, you're going to be using tags in the context of creating content and attaching tags to your content. So let me give you an example of how that works. So if you click on the Content tab, you'll see here are your articles. Let's click on the first one there. It says Article Sample. If you look on the right side, you have the place where you can add tags. So one of the very basic usages is to tag an article with tags that are descriptive of the content. Now, this isn't for search optimization. This is for you to be able to make use of this content later by some other means than just where it's assigned. So let's say that we have a travel section, or we have a kids section, and we want to create this article about some wildlife. And we've assigned it there, but we might want to use it in the future in some other way. So here I've added two tags. One's called wildlife and one's travel. And I've attached that article because let's say this magazine, we frequently write stories about travel and about wildlife. So we want to be able to possibly use it at some point in another way associated with that tag. So I added those tags there. And then you also have the option of tagging your article with who authored it. So in this case, we have this author, Jane Doe, and I've tagged her there as the creator of this content. So if you click the preview button, you'll see that the article has the byline, which says by Jane Doe. And if you click on that, that will take you to a topics page, which shows everything that was created by Jane Doe. So you've made this connection between that article being authored by Jane Doe and other things that she has. And that's one usage for it that's important. If you go back to the article itself, and you scroll to the bottom, you'll see that the tags show up wildlife and travel. So those tags are there, and if somebody clicks on it, they'll go to a page that shows all the other articles that have the same tag wildlife. But that's not the most important usage of it. The most important usage is later if you want to create, let's say, a sprocket that shows every article, the latest articles that are used that are tagged with wildlife. You can do that. So let's see an example of these things in real life, how people have used them. For example, here's Virginia Living, and that if you look on this page, this story is Burger Ballot by Laura Inglis. And if you click on her byline, you can see these are all the latest stories that she's created. So you're constantly building these for all of your authors. Another good example is if you click on Barcelona Metropolitan, and here they have a story under the Things to Do section called 5 Terraces for Sipping Cocktails. And if you go down to the bottom, you see that they're using tags that are specific to the issue of the magazine and also what to do, or they have a regular feature they call 5 Things. So if you click on 5 Things, you can see these are all of the latest ones that are part of this series. So you could make a sprocket, let's say, on your section page or on the home page, where you're showing the latest ones of 5 things to pull it out of that section and highlight it. Okay. If you go over to Ex-Berliner, they also do this, and this is pretty standard stuff, and it's really good to get in the habit of doing this. They have this Top Chef series, and at the bottom you can see also they tag it with food, Italian because it's an Italian restaurant, and also it's a review. They also tag it with interviews and also Top Chef. So at some point you could create a feature where you pull all of the Top Chef interviews out of the section and feature it some way, like on the home page or something like that. So I guess to summarize, the main point is that tags are incredibly useful, and you should get in the habit of using them for all of your content and create a policy to tag things topically. It creates flexibility for you going forward because as a publisher you can highlight your content in different ways. And it also is a reader's service because it allows your readers to click on them and find other related content that is sparked by their own interests. And that's really it. It's an important thing to do.